All right, welcome everyone to our class today. Our theme this month is a fresh start, getting back to the basics. And most of my clients want to improve their walking. And so I'm going to do a quick demonstration of the movements required for walking, just so you can understand why we're doing the exercises that we're doing today. I feel like if you're unable to see how the exercises are helpful, we're less likely to stay consistent with them. So I'm excited. We've got 4 exercises that we're going to repeat twice, and then we'll end with some stretches that are also some basic stretches that I like to do to help improve mobility. If you don't know who I am, it's nice to virtually meet you. I'm Gretchen Hawley. I'm a physical therapist and a multiple sclerosis certified specialist at the missing link. It's always a mouthful to say. Do make sure you have some cold water nearby, especially if you're someone who gets heat intolerance. Heat intolerance is when your core temperature rises by at least half of a degree. And when that happens, one or multiple symptoms worsen. So you might feel more fatigued or more vision changes, weakness, whatever it might be. So have that cold water nearby. Someone's asking, you are muted. You're good to go. All right, so I'll scoot my chair out of the way and we'll get started. All right. There we go. Can you guys hear me back here? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Yes, awesome. So I like to start all of my classes with, let me move this chair further. Don't have as much space as I'd like in here. There we go. All right. So I like to start all of my classes with cardio. If you don't know this tip or not, doing cardio exercises before your MS specific exercises primes your brain for neuroplasticity, meaning you are even more likely to strengthen those neural pathways or find new neural pathways. So it's a nice little hack that we can use. So when you're ready, we'll start with our cardio, hands and very light fists, and just go ahead and start pumping those arms. Keep going. I'm just going to move the screen down a little bit. You guys keep moving. There we go. And when you're doing this, again, the goal is to increase your heart rate. So maybe you go a little faster than what feels normal to you. Or more motion is another really great way to increase your heart rate. Or power, really punch up towards the ceiling. So whatever works for you, there's no right or wrong, just get that heart rate up. Keep going. Keep your ab muscles nice and tight. And we're gonna do 5 faster seconds. So I'll count us down. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then go, and we're gonna go really fast. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Go fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down. Stop, shake everything out, shake those hands out, the arms. Moving right into our next cardio exercise. Sit up tall, core is tight, hands again are just lightly closed, and we're moving to our forward punches. So join me when you can. Ideally, I would want you to do this how I'm doing it, meaning I'm punching forward at shoulder height. But if you have any shoulder limitations that makes that uncomfortable, you can just punch down towards your knees. The main rule of cardio is just keep moving. Even if we look different, as long as it's not causing any discomfort or pain, then you're good to go. So keep going. We're going to go faster at the end, but not just yet. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down and stop, shake everything out. Hopefully your heart rate is starting to increase, and we are going to do one final one, very similar to our forward punches, but we're going to add a twist. So this way we're getting our core muscles engaged a little bit more than if we were just punching forward. So when you're ready, go ahead and join me. You can keep your head straight if you want. If you are someone who tends to get dizzy easily, like myself, then I would encourage you to keep your head straight. But if you do want to improve any neck mobility, you're more than welcome to turn with each one. I'm just going to stay straight. I get dizzy easily. So keep going. We will still do 5 faster seconds at the end here, but we're not going to be turning as much. So right now you'll see I'm really turning my upper body with each movement. When we go faster, we're just going to come here. So it's just a little bit of movement side to side. Keep going. A few more at the full movement. Keep going. All right, in 3, 2, 1, come to the center and go fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow it down and stop. Shake everything out, grab a sip of water. So as I mentioned, I'm going to demonstrate the 7 steps of walking, and then we're going to turn that into exercises, which is why I consider the exercises that we're going to do today some of my favorite basic foundational exercises. So as I'm demonstrating, sip water, move around, do some stretches if you want. In order to walk forward, whether this is taking one step from your wheelchair to your bed or the toilet, or if it's taking many steps, or if it's walking for 20 minutes, regardless, to take a step forward, you first need to shift your weight forward, bend your knee, swoop your toes up, bring your knee up, straighten your knee, and put your heel down first. And all of that was happening, you were standing on one leg. So that's 7 movements and that's 7 exercises. We're not going to do all of them today. The ones that we're going to focus on today are the knee bending, the toe lifting, and the marching. And we're going to do a few others too, but those are the main 3 that I give to all of my clients with MS, because the knee flexors, ankle dorsiflexors, and hip flexors are the muscle groups that MS tends to attack the most. So let's get started, shall we? All right. So the first one that we're going to do is marching. You have the option of sitting up nice and tall, engage your belly muscles, and march like this. This is probably the hardest variation, so you're more than welcome to try that. If it's too challenging, scoot back a little and recline. Your abdominals are still engaged. I don't want anyone slouching, so still engage them, but you're lifting from here. I'm going to choose the reclined option. We're going to do 10 total each side. So scoot either toward the edge or in the middle, sit up tall or recline. Everyone brace their belly muscles, so tighten those. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and slowly lift and down. Other side. So we're just going slow and steady. We're not necessarily pausing. We're just slowly going from one side to the other. Now, you guys keep moving. I'm just going to talk to you throughout this exercise. It doesn't matter if you're lifting your toes or not, so you don't have to worry too much about being picky with your heel or your ankle. Typically, one side is weaker than the other. That's okay. We're halfway. We've got 5 more. Even if you have little or no movement on one side, you still need to practice the exercise. That's the only way to find or strengthen the neural pathway from your brain all the way down to your hip flexors or whichever muscle we're doing. So anytime you're exercising, even if you see no movement at all or very, very little movement, still do it as an exercise. Up. We've got 1 more at each side. And up. And relax. Go ahead and sit all the way up if you were reclining. Shake everything out. The next one, so that exercise, just to show you, this exercise is the same movement as this, as bringing your leg forward to take a step. That's why we're doing that exercise. The next one is our knee bending. So it's our hamstring curl. So it's this movement of walking. So we're going to sit all the way back in our chairs, as far back as you can go. You can sit with the chair supporting you, but still engage your belly muscles. Again, anytime you're touching your chair, it's not a free pass to slouch. Still engage those muscles, and you're going to pull one foot back. Pull, 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 hold, and relax. Then the other side, pull, and relax. We'll do 10 each side, so keep going, and relax. Pull, relax. Now, as you can see, I have a chair that's open underneath, so I can easily pull my heel through the chair. However, not everyone has a chair like that. If I were sitting in that chair, this exercise would still work. I would just push into the chair. So it would look something like this. So I'm sitting all the way back and push. So I'm pushing, 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 relax, push. So it's okay, regardless of what type of chair you have. If you're pushing into something, great. If you have an open chair, great. It doesn't matter. You'll use those muscles the same, regardless of what type of chair you have. I like to mention that because sometimes my clients will say, well, I don't have an open chair, I can't do the exercise, or it's not working. It is working. And relax. Keep going. We've got 4 more each side. Pull, pull, pull. Relax. Pull. Relax. Pull. You should feel this on the back of your hamstring or behind your knee. Anywhere in there is fair game, because that's where the hamstrings run. They start from behind our knee and they come all the way up to our sitting bones. Pull. Relax. 1 more each side. Pull. Relax. Last one. Or no, sorry. Yeah, last one. And relax. Shake everything out. I don't know about you guys, but my hamstring muscles usually cramp easily, way more easily than any of the other muscle groups. So shake them out if you need to. Then we're gonna scoot forward so we're at the edge of our chair. Sit up nice and tall and move your feet away from you. You're just gonna scoot them further away. And we're going to lift both of our ankles at the same time. So heels stay firmly planted on the ground. Lift your toes all the way up. Pause and slowly down. All the way up. Pause. Slowly down. Again, it's okay if one side doesn't lift as high as the other, or if one side doesn't lift at all. Slow and steady. So this is strengthening the muscles that we need to reduce foot drop or drop foot, foot drag, foot slap. There's a whole lot of names for it, but it's ankle weakness caused by weakness in this muscle. So we're trying to strengthen it. Down. 4 more. Slowly up. Pause. Down. Up. Pause, down, up, pause, down, up, pause, down. Let's do 1 more. We're going to hold longer. So up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. That one also can cause some cramping, so if you need to, just shake out your legs a little bit. All right, we've got 1 final exercise that we're going to do. So far, we've done an exercise to help with bending the knee, lifting the toes, and marching. So the final exercise that we're going to do today for strengthening is our quad muscle, which is responsible for straightening our knee. It's also responsible for not letting our knees lock or buckle. So it's a really important muscle group. So the way that we're going to do that, sit all the way back in your chair. Again, so you can lean against the chair if you want, or sit up tall. Either way, belly muscles are nice and taut. You can hold on to the chair or armrest if you have them. And you're going to slowly straighten your knee, hold, and you should feel these muscles tightening. Then slowly bend. Other side. Straighten. It doesn't matter what your ankle's doing. If you want bonus points, go ahead and lift your toes up, but it's not required. And down. Up. And down. Remember to keep your belly muscles tight. Not so tight that you can't breathe. We should all still be breathing, but you just want to make them taut. Almost like someone's about to punch you, but you tense up. We want to tense those belly muscles. Straight in. Feel those quad muscles engage and down. And as always, you're just straightening as much as you can, even if that just means that you're here. That's okay. Down. Straight in. Down, we're halfway. 5 more. Straight in. Hold. And down. Straight in. Hold. Down. Straight in. Hold. Down. These are very slow, tedious exercises, but they are necessary. When you have MS, it's so important to strengthen individual muscle groups, because if you don't exercise in that way and you're only doing bigger movements like squats or fully practicing walking, you're likely strengthening muscles that are already strong, ones that are already overcompensating. We don't want to do that. We want to strengthen the weaker ones. Up and down. 1 more each side. Slowly straighten, hold, down. Last one. Slowly straighten, hold, down. Now you can relax. Now you can slouch, do whatever you want to do. Shake everything out. We're going to go in for our second round. Let me just do a quick time check. Okay, we're doing well on time. We might do a fewer repetitions, but we'll get them in. Shake everything out. As you may remember, our first one is marching. It's our hip flexors. The harder version is here. The easier, not easy, but the easier version from that one is to scooch back and recline and do it from here. So I chose this one last time. This time I'll choose this one where I'm at the edge of my seat. We'll do 10 each side for this one. Regardless of if you're sitting up tall or reclining, tighten your belly muscles. Hold on to the chair. And when you're ready, go ahead and lift one leg up and down. Just as high as you feel comfortable. Slow and steady. Up, down. We're going to go alternating sides. Up, down, up, down. Keep breathing. Up, down, up, down. Remember, we're not really adding a hold. We're just slowly moving it up. Once we're there, we're slowly lowering it down. Up, down, up, down. We're halfway. We've got 5 more. Up, down, up, down. Stay with it. Keep breathing. Keep your belly muscles nice and tight. Down, up, up. 2 more. Up. One thing, I'll tell you in a second. I'll move my chair. Good. 1 more each side. Up. And last one. Up and down. Relax your muscles. Shake them out if you need to. One thing that's important with that exercise is to make sure that you're not angling. So when you lift your leg up, you want it to come directly up and down. You don't want it angling out or this way. We're always looking for good quality, because whatever movements you're repeating, you're training your brain to find a neural pathway or strengthen that neural pathway. So make sure for that exercise, your knee's not going out, it's just coming straight up. Okay, next one is our hamstring curl, the backs of our legs. So scoot all the way back in your chair. Move this forward just a little bit. Okay. Scoot all the way back. And this is when we're pushing, we're bending our knee back. So when you're ready, this side, we're going to do 6 each side, just so we're running a little behind. So go ahead and pull back, pull. Keep your abs tight, relax. Other side, pull back. Relax. Back to the initial side, pull. Now with this exercise, even if you have no movement, that's okay. you should be feeling some tightness behind your knee or the back of your thigh. Those are your hamstring muscles working. Pull. Relax. Pull. Relax. Pull. Relax. 2 more each side. Pull. Relax. Pull. Relax. 1 more each side. Pull, 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 pull. Relax. And last one, pull and relax. Again, shake out those muscles. If that was really challenging for you, first of all, you're not alone. That exercise in particular, bending the knee, is the most challenging for almost all of my clients, but you can put something more slippery under your foot, a plastic bag, a magazine, or a dish towel if you were on hardwood floor. So you can make it some more slippery or less friction. Scoot towards the edge of your chair. Move your feet away from you. And we're going to move on to our ankle exercise. If you keep your feet here, it's so much more challenging. You won't be able to get as much movement, not due to weakness, because of anatomy, the angles that we have. Our muscles are getting stretched more here, so we can't lift high. But out here, we can lift much higher. So get those feet away from you as long as your feet are flat on the ground. Sit up tall, tighten your core muscles, and when you're ready, lift and lower. We're going to do 10 of these. This is a really important one. Up and down. Up, down. Now, if you're getting higher, like you're here before me, just hold at a longer hold time. Up and down. Up, down. Up, down. We've got 3 more. Up, down, up, down. 1 more. Up, hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. Shake your legs out if you need to. Our final exercise is our quads. So let's scoot all the way back. Sit up nice and tall. Belly muscles are nice and snug, nice and tight as always. We're going to do 6 of these on each side. So again, let's do this together. So slowly straighten and straighten as much as you can. Feeling it here, ideally, then slowly down. And the other side, straighten, hold, and down. So again, this is one of the slower ones. It takes time to do this slow, steady, and correctly. Down. But again, this exercise is going to reduce knee buckling, knee hyperextension, or pushing backwards. And it's going to make moving forward a whole lot easier. Down. Up. Down. You're still keeping good posture. Your core is still tight. And down. Up. And down. Up. Down. Up. Down. We've got 1 more each side. Up. And down. And last one. Sometimes when you're lowering, when I'm saying down, if you have spasticity that kicks in, you might notice that you can get it up here, but it takes a while to go down because the quads are spastic. That's okay. You can either just do fewer, so instead of 6 each side, maybe 3 or 4, or just don't straighten it as much. You might notice that your spasticity kicks in here, but not if you only straighten it here. You can play around a bit. Nice job, everyone. I want to do 2 stretches and then I'll let you go for the day, but we used a lot of muscles that tend to cramp up. So I first want to do a hamstring stretch. So go ahead and sit at the edge of your chair, up nice and tall, and try your best not to use your hands as you straighten one leg. Doesn't matter really what your ankle is doing. Hands go on the opposite lower thigh. Sit up tall and hinge forward. And you'll hopefully feel this stretch somewhere behind your knee, all the way to behind where your sit bone is. Keep breathing. I love practicing deep breathing during stretching. It can help not only relax your muscles, but it relaxes your nervous system as well, especially if it's belly breathing, where when you breathe in, you push your belly out, and then when you exhale, the belly comes in. When you're ready, sit up tall, slouch so the stretch fully goes away, hands up, try not to use your hands as you bring your knee in. If that didn't work, then go ahead and grab with your hands, but always try not using your hands first. Other side, straighten it. Hands on the opposite lower thigh. Sit up tall and hinge. Woo, this one's tighter for me today. So again, you should feel this on the back of your leg, anywhere from your knee to your sit bone. And sit up tall. Then slouch. We always want to let this stretch go before we remove ourselves from it. So hands up, try not to use your hands as you bring it in. The last stretch that I want to do today is the figure 4. So if you can, grab one leg and place it on your opposite low thigh. If you can't do that, try your best to just cross your foot down below, across your other heel. When you're ready, sit up tall. And if you need more of a stretch, you can keep a flat back as you hinge forward. You should feel this stretch in your hips. We need strength in our hips, but we also need flexibility. The more flexible we are in our hips, the less low back pain and the easier movement we'll have with our mobility throughout the day. All right, sit up tall, slouch to let the stretch go away, then lower the leg. Same thing on the other side. You can either cross and it would look like this, or use your arms, grab that leg. Once you're here, sit up tall. You should feel that on the outside of your hip. And if you need more of a stretch, go ahead and hinge. This is one of my favorite stretches. I could stay here all day. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and sit up tall. If you were hinging, just stop hinging. Slouch so the stretch goes away. Slowly lower your leg. Shake everything out. Give yourself a hug. Amazing job. As I mentioned before, those are some of my favorite basic exercises that I give to almost every client. You can exercise throughout the day. We did 4 exercises. You could do one in the morning, one in the late morning, one at lunch, one in the later afternoon, or you can do them all at once like we did, up to you. MS research shows that both styles are equally effective. All right. Come back up here. And as I mentioned in the beginning, if anyone hopped on late, the February classes that we have, these Function First classes, are up and ready to be registered for if you want to be joining us in February. Does anyone have any questions for me? Questions, comments, thoughts? It all counts. Marion says, thank you. You're welcome, Marion. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, perfect timing. Only 3 minutes over, but I think we started 3 minutes later. So this is great. Awesome. All right. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. Again, great job. If you do want to look more into the missing link, I'm online. I have a website. I'm on Instagram, YouTube for more exercises, Facebook. I'm everywhere. So give me a search and let me know. Reach out if you have any questions, or even if you have a preference of what we focus on during class. We can tailor classes to what you guys are looking for. So just keep us posted, whether you email myself or anyone from the Overcoming MS team. It all counts. Awesome. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us. So appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day or night, depending on where you live. Bye, everyone. Oh, I see tight neck. Awesome. I use a tea towel on the floor. Awesome job, guys. See you next time.